Hey everyone, so it is November the 2nd, just a couple days away from the start of muzzleloader season, and I'm still putting out cameras, and I've got a few tree stands to get up and a couple blinds. I'm really up against it. I put a new scope on my muzzleloader. I haven't even zeroed it in. I've always got to get my dad squared away before I can do much of anything, and so it's always well into the afternoon before I can get going on stuff, it seems, and that's the case today. But it was real cold last night, 23 degrees. It looks like really good. I mean, today's high pressure. I'm in a little place that I call the Oasis. This is not a good acorn year in most of my neck of the woods, and this is just a little field. Still got some lush high grass in it. And it's surrounded, it's really boxed in heavily by autumn olive. Finger Ridge is dropping down in it, a little creek drainage in behind with some water. So it's got everything right here in this little pocket for deer, especially on a year like this year. But I've already set camera right there. It's going to be kind of watching this corner right here. Don't expect for it to get as much action as this next camera, and I'll show you why. I've run cameras in here late in the winter. I don't really get a whole lot going on, but I thought I'd give it a shot this year just because I know there's no acorns, and this is a source of green grass for them. But come in here and found that right there. Come over here. There was actually a fresh scrape in this area. It's on one of my other videos. I mean, like fresh, like every bit that fresh in March of this year. So there's definitely bucks that like this little spot. But another one right there. That's all deer, not me. This is where I've just finished clearing out this pine and some ground brush. This is where I'm gonna put my. This is where I'm gonna get my camera working, and it's gonna be shining this way, because pretty much anything that's going to work this field is going to actually come probably in and out of this real defined trail. Stays semi-clear out there until it gets into some thick in the main creek. But look at this. I mean, that's as fresh as you get right there. So with the 3 scrapes, and I haven't went any further up in there, nor am I going to. This is public ground. I don't normally run cameras on public ground, but these are some old bandits that I have that have the screens busted out of them, so I'm just trying to get my money's worth out of them. But it's adjacent to property that I can hunt. But this is all no shoot zone. The U.S. Forest Service manager for this district doesn't allow shooting here in this part, but that's not to say that people doesn't still hunt it or come through it to try to get to other portions of national forest. But there's the camera, so we're going to see what happens here. Get these done and then get on with the tree stand and the ground blind work. Alright, so I got that camera set and I was heading out, and this is one of the places I love to get my milkweed that I throw into the breeze to get direction of the wind while I'm hunting. You don't have to worry about any kind of odor. It gives you a good, accurate representation of what the wind's doing, and you know, it's very plentiful in some places, and this is one of those places I find it quite a bit. Alright everybody, I'm in the spot. Just getting full shooting light. It was like walking on cornflakes in here. Everything's so dry with all the fresh leaves. No rain recently. But jumped a couple deer coming in here. Don't know what the first one was. The second one I'm pretty sure was a doe. But got a beautiful view. I'm in Titan's neck of the woods, so I'm setting all day. When you put out milkweed and it just drops, it is dead calm out here. Just found a big cluster of very fresh scrapes. You can see the drag marks in it, but we haven't had any rain for a while. There's a couple more right over here. Every year this point's tore up with scrapes, but they're really opening up early this year. So from a distance, I picked this tree to sit at for this evening. Last couple hours of daylight. And when I get up here to the tree, there is an enormous deer bed right there. That is very freshly used. So this is a big old doe, matriarchal doe. She had, I still see them out there, there's 5 other ones with her. But she made me sneaking in, and she would not cut me a break. I thought that maybe that white-horned 8-pointer might have been with her and the group. But I never saw him. And so I was here with him for quite some time. Man, that's a big doe. So this is the first year where the county that I hunt requires that you kill a doe to be able to kill a second buck. So I thought she would be perfect for that. She's been around for a real long time. Old doe. The young that was up there has another pretty you know, like half-grown doe with them, so they're fine. But there's no buck with them, and I made real sure of that. I've been fooling with these deer for over an hour, but I got limited light, so I'm gonna get her worked up. What's great about this situation is it's just all downhill drag to the road, so it was just kind of a perfect situation to deal with it. Tell you, sizing this deer up was hard. Whew. Always loved a big 6-pointer. With those chocolate antlers and that kind of mass, I couldn't pass on them for the first tag. So this buck is the buck that don't want to die. So I went back and found where I'd made the shot, retraced my steps to kind of figure out exactly what happened here. So I'd actually seen this buck come in high above me when I was set back there. It does a really weird angle. It's coming kind of towards me, and then all of a sudden it turns and goes straight up, just browsing, not at all spooked. And I was just letting it go. It was out of range anyway. I wouldn't have been comfortable making a shot at that range, but especially even that angle. It's almost the situation I was presented with yesterday with Titan, or a buck that I believe 95% believe to be Titan. But this deer, it just meanders over this way. I see it, you know, go up and then right, and then I sat there for another hour, giving it plenty of time to move on. And then I wanted to go up and see what was keeping these deer so high. I haven't been high on the ridge, and I actually got up here and found a little bit of acorns. So I come up here. I just finished busting an acorn with a rock to see if it had any meat in it, anything was good with it, and it was a good sized acorn. It had good stuff in it. So I decided I'd tiptoe over this way, the way he had went, and then I was going to go down a chute of ground between these power lines on the property. And when I come over to the edge of the first power line, he jumps up out of a bed. He runs 10, 11 yards, stops just inside the edge of the power line. So I'm looking at him in the scope. He's not, for me, he's less, I mean, probably 23, 24 yards away. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, I think he's one of these bucks that just wants you to walk on by him. He let me get really close from open ground behind me. But I look and his head's kind of all up in the brush, and I'm like, well, is that an 8-point? Is that an 8-point? And I'm trying to figure out whether or not he's got 8 points. I know he's got good mass. I know he's dark antlered, and I like a dark antlered buck. And I'm like, you know, is he an 8-pointer? And then I was thinking, you know what? I like a big 6-point. You know, whether he's an 8-pointer or not, I like a big 6-pointer, and I haven't killed a big 6 in a while. The last time I killed one was really wide, and it was with a muzzleloader. It's been some years back when we lived up the lake. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and take him for a first tag. So I shoot him. I hit him right where I'm aiming. He drops. He may have bounded once or twice, but I think he pretty much drops. And I go up there, and he's you know, he's just laying there, and he's done rolled over. I'm thinking that he's, you know, passing away. And let me show you where I actually jumped him up from. So, you know, he's only down, I found where he was laying here. Great spot, Lord. I mean, the access trail that I used to come in the property is way down yonder. But he's up here, right at the edge of this power line, and right at the base of this tree. Bedded up good. You could see his tracks where he comes into it. So he comes into the bed. That's where he was laying. You can see where he actually kicked up out of it. And then he bounds through here. Like I said, he probably goes 10, 11 yards, something like that. He bounds up, and he's standing somewhere near this rub, real close to this rub. And so I shoot, and like I said, I don't know if he just dropped right there, or he bounded a couple times and fell. You really can't tell with the smoke from the muzzleloader, but he ended up right over here, and he may have been this far back. I just remember seeing that rub, man. It could have been in the foreground, but he may have been here when I shot, and he just dropped. But I thought he was passing away right here. After I cut the camera, he actually rolled down the hill and tried to get up on me. So I had to go down there. I had to put another shot on him, reload and put another shot on him. But I looked, and the first shot was amazing. It was exactly, I hit exactly where I was aiming. He was a double lung deer. He's just tough. But anyway, big chocolate horn 6-pointer. Get down here and get him taken care of and get some hero picks done. I'll tell you, I don't know how I was able to sneak in so close to that deer, because I was just, I mean, literally just right there. And it's like walking on cornflakes out here. It's so dry. You know, I have seen, you know, I've spent a lot of time with elk, and I have seen where elk they'll tuck their face down and really get into a deep sleep sometimes. So he may have been, you know, really sleeping hard, which allowed me to get in on him, because he seemed pretty confused when he jumped up and was just standing there looking at me for what seemed like the longest time, taunting me.